why it made me smile a little bit, right? Because I have actually seen this wonderful human in the world in self, speaking with clarity, setting boundaries with power, owning their voice, but they couldn't see it on the call. Why? Because when it comes to the moments that really matter, when there's someone with higher status or perceived higher status on the other side of the conversation, when the stakes feel high or rejection feels possible, a scared little exiled part steps forward.
I want to live in America. 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 I think. Maybe, maybe not. You think alcohol made you brave, but it didn't. It just made you loud. And now without it, you're convinced that you've lost your edge, that you can't say what you actually feel, and that you're not nowhere near assertive enough. But what if that's not the truth? What if that is just a scared little part of you trying to keep you safe by keeping you small? Hello everybody, my name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same like right now. Today's episode is a continuance of our Coach's Corner special, where I share with you something that happened in the lives of one of my wonderful clients, one of my beautiful strivers. Full of anonymity, I don't share who they are, but I share some of the experiences that we've had. And on a call recently with one of these sterling people, they told me again that they are just not assertive enough. And now this is why it made me smile a little bit, right? Because I have actually seen this wonderful human in the world in self, speaking with clarity, setting boundaries with power, owning their voice. But they couldn't see it on the call. Why? Because when it comes to the moments that really matter, when there's someone with higher status or perceived higher status on the other side of the conversation, when the stakes feel high or rejection feels possible, a scared little exiled part steps forward. The one that still thinks that speaking up means being laughed at. The one that believes that being wrong means being worthless. And just as that exile begins to tremble, in comes the protector. Boom. You know the one, the voice that says, not today. You're not ready. You're not assertive. This is going to go very badly. We ain't having this conversation. We're not stepping up. Now, that belief, it's not just a thought, it's a trait. It's a personality trait. It's an identity. It's your story. And we don't challenge it because our culture worships high achievers who hustle, perform, and avoid intimacy like the plague. And because the moment we try, our parts start screaming again. Right. Before we go any deeper into this one, let's just take a moment to ask yourself, is there a conversation you keep avoiding because a part of you believes that you're not really ready for it? We're going to have a little break. You sit with that and you'll be ready when we come back. Welcome to the 1000 Days Sober Podcast. Or should I say welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober Podcast. Before the break, we touched on how your belief that you're not assertive enough isn't fact. It's just your parts doing what they were built to do, and that is to protect you. Okay? So what do you do when this protection mechanism kicks in and all of a sudden you start believing that you're not assertive enough and you have to step away for some very, very important, vulnerable conversations? Well, we're going to point to two things. One, a book by Ray Dalio called Principles. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Number two, we're going to talk about motivational interviewing. But first, the book Principles by Ray Dalio. He says it best with principle number one in that great tome of a book: embrace reality and deal with it. Embrace reality and deal with it. Or, like strivers like to say, or how I teach people in my community, everything is bullshit until proven otherwise. Everything is bullshit until proven otherwise. And this includes your belief that you can't be assertive without alcohol, that you need booze to say what you mean, that truth telling is a skill that you don't have. Here's a real move. Start talking to your parts, not from your parts. Get into self energy, that seat of consciousness, that wonderful, beautiful part of you, right? And then ask the Excel from that place, what are you afraid will happen? Okay. What are you afraid will happen? And then give off some assurances to the protector part. Hey, I've got this. I've got this conversation. You don't have to block the path anymore. I've got this. This is the work that we do at Strive. Not scripting the perfect dialogue, but building the emotional scaffolding to hold that conversation from self. Okay, really important. So embrace reality and deal with it. But what is your reality? Is your reality that you're not assertive enough? Or is that just bullshit until proven otherwise, right? The other tool we teach at the Strive Method that is helpful here is motivational interviewing, and especially distinguishing between sustained talk and change talk. So sustained talk sounds a little bit like this. I am not assertive, and if I have this conversation, it will go really badly and I will always mess it up. So your behavior, your pattern will be sustained. It will continue. You will continue on the path of least resistance with the status quo because of the way you're talking and you're communicating. You are sustaining that belief, okay? But change talk sounds like this. I haven't always handled these conversations very well, but I really want to grow and I'm going to try this again. Change talk is when you are saying, hey, this is not who I am. This is not what I want to be. I want to try to change this. I want to grow. I want to evolve. Do you see the shift? Okay. Sustained talk, it comes from your parts. It comes from being below the line. It comes from victim consciousness. It comes from fear. Change talk comes from self, that beautiful space where you have access to connection, compassion, clarity, courage, confidence, creativity, right? And the more you practice speaking from self, the more your system, your internal family system, all those parts, right, start trusting that you can handle the hard conversations without alcohol. Because alcohol wasn't confidence. Alcohol was nothing but camouflage. Right, today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink. Instead, I will speak from self, not from fear, not from the belief that I'm not enough, but from the deepest part of me, the part that always knows how to be clear, how to be calm, and how to be kind. Being assertive isn't about controlling the outcome. It's about showing up in truth, even when your parts are screaming, because that's not weakness. That is intimacy. That is courage. That is self. As you, dear strivers, go about the world today, please reflect on these little pearls of wisdom. What conversation are you avoiding? What is a story that you're telling yourself about why you can't have it? And what would change if you knew it was all bullshit and you went and did it anyway? Tag us, share your thoughts at LeeDavyCoaching on social, or you can email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com. Okay, that's all we've got time for today, ladies and gentlemen, you beautiful strivers out there. If this episode helped you, please rate and review the show so we can get more people listening to it. We're closing in on 100 days consecutively of daily podcasts. How incredible is that? We interviewed John Bell a couple of days ago. Please check that interview out. John is a former striver, a really great podcast. And we got some other guests coming up next week. We got Olivier's coming up. We've got John Seabrook coming up. We've got Mike Collins going to come up to talk about sugar. We've got the great Preston Smiles who's going to come on the show. We've got loads of people lined up to provide you with insane value, okay? And if you want to go deeper and learn how to live an alcohol-free as fuck life, self-led, then join the Strive Method. Get over to thestrivemethod.com and join the waiting list to join the stuck phase, right? Where you can, you'd love it. You'd love it. Alcohol-free as fuck. It's freedom, baby. If you want to work with me one-on-one, email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com. Till tomorrow, much love and strive on. And remember, today you have got this. When your parts are screaming out, telling you that you are someone who drinks alcohol, get into self and reassure them that you are not. Okay, much love, everyone.